Hey guys, what's up with the Z? As in lazy, as in me, it's your boy Lazy Kid, with our first ever Lazy Review. A Lazy Review is where I take a movie and take the number of trailers that they've released and try and break the movie down in that amount of time. I sometimes will play the trailers and sometimes I'll cut it up just so I don't get copyright striked, but we'll see how it goes. Today's movie is Hulu Original's Bad Hair by Justin Simons. Alright, are you guys ready? Here we go. Bad Hair is a 2020 Hulu original film directed and written by Justin Simons. The plot centers around a young girl, well, let's not say young, a young adult who's trying to find her way in her industry in Los Angeles in 1989 when she encounters some very hair-raising experiences when it comes to culture. Now that I say this movie is really difficult to explain. Since I'm on a limited number of time, it's basically a horror. It's listed as a horror comedy on Hulu, but here's the things I have to say about that. It starts off very traditional horror or very modern horror where you get a lot of creepy imagery and a lot of illusions and a lot of suspense building scenes with really no payoff until about 30 minutes into the movie when something weird begins to happen. And it's not until 30 minutes later when we're an hour in or about halfway through the whole film that you actually get a sense that this is a true horror movie and not a thriller. There's moments in the beginning where you think that this is just going to be a Get Out type of situation, but then when we get into the second half of the movie, we see that this is very much trying to be a scary movie or a haunted house, while, I don't know, not making you laugh. It's listed as a horror comedy, and I don't know if there's anything that's intentionally comedic about it other than the occasional character dialogue, and every movie has a character saying at least one or two funny things. I'm pretty sure you could go through Schindler's List and there was a line in that movie where the director was like, well, maybe not that movie, but anyway, there's nothing really funny about this movie except for the special effects. And I don't like to hate on black films and I don't like to hate on black creations, but this movie isn't for everybody, and that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of times where people think that you have to make a film just for the general audience. You have to hit all four quadrants in order for your film to be successful, and that's not true. Sometimes you just want to make a movie for your specific group of friends or your specific people who think you're cool, and only that group will get it, and that's perfectly fine. This movie feels like it was written by someone who's done hair in the past for people who have spent their whole life getting their hair done. It's not bad acted. It's not a bad movie. I think that it just misses on what it's trying to do, which is be a horror movie or be a comedy, and I don't think it's scary in any way, shape, or form, and it's not intentionally funny at any given moment. I think that it's well acted. It's extremely well acted. There's a lot of famous people in this movie, but they don't feel like they're playing themselves. They feel like they're playing individual roles, and that's kind of nice. It's a good thing, but either way, it's not an offensive movie by any means. I think that the worst thing that could happen for this movie is that you're just bored and not entertained. I don't think that its intention was to bore or not entertain you. I think that there's a very specific population of people who will get a kick and enjoy the hell out of this movie. But I think for people who it was marketed to as as a horror comedy, they're going to get disappointed. I think it has a very small audience, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's important that movies try and speak to smaller audiences sometime. For this last minute, I think overall, as far as our rating system goes, I don't think I'd bang this movie. I think that it's very much a B movie. I don't know. This was not for me, and I don't personally know anybody that I could directly recommend this movie to, but I know that it's not bad. I know that there are movies out there that are far worse, that are offensive, that are just poorly acted, that are terribly written. This is a well-written, well acted, well shot film. It's just the effects are funny, and I think the effects are intentionally funny because there's no way they do some of the things that they do in this movie if they weren't trying to get a laugh out of those. But overall, if you're bored late Halloween night and you've seen all of the other classics, I guess give this one a spin. It's a bit long, but you don't have to pay attention to anything but the back half of it. All right, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll be coming to you soon with another one. Bye.